3, 2. Okay, we're already going.
Oh, no, wait. No, we're off.
Quick Fire Finance. This is...
That's all from us. Thank you, everybody.
And cut.
Yeah, cut. Scene.
Ryan and Jordan again. Sorry to steal Greg's thunder. I don't know how I feel about being on this side of the...
Your TikTok
ditch. I feel like there's a few flying hairs on the top of my head, and I can see the camera's upside down, and I think there's some hairs, gravity's doing work on my hairs.
Mate, the amount of streamers I've seen getting their life crushed because they can see the top of their heads. They don't normally have that opportunity, and they're like, I'm going bald, and it's live in front of all these
Dude, even I had that yesterday at the hairdresser a couple of days ago. I was like, I don't feel good about this. There's a lot of head there.
Joe Rogan, I reckon you could do a Rogan, brother. Anyone that thinks he can do a Rogan, message us.
I'm not convinced. We'll see how that goes. Yeah. Anyway, it's Quick Fire Finance. Not really a question today, more of a statement.
I can't stop seeing you with no hair now, sorry. Yeah.
Well, I could just go with the sides and bald all the way across. Like the strips down the sides. Those tufts, where people go bald across the top.
No.
Comb it over.
Gotta be comb
Who's
over.
got
Or like two wisps of hair.
Trumpy? Is he running one of those?
He hides it well. I think Homer would be a good indicator. Homer Simpson. The
2 hairs.
The 2-piece.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
I like that. Maybe we're both destined for the same, although
I'll go grey. That's the counter, I think. If you go grey early, you're less likely to go bald, but you've gone grey early.
Yeah.
So,
You've pretty much got a full head of grey.
Pretty much, yeah. By all means, give it back.
It's quite funny.
Yeah.
Might be 5 years before you're fully grey,
Oh,
mate.
yeah. Legit, yeah. I'm pretty sure, yeah.
It's insane.
Silver Fox, so anyone out there listening.
Yeah. I'm gone, but he's not.
I feel all demographics now. Yeah, he's...
Okay, so here we go. My husband and I are medical specialists, and I believe that the public health system in New Zealand is actually pretty excellent. Health insurance is by no means...
Sorry. So, on tangents, the last guest we had was listening to one of Greg's episodes, and he was like, I was listening to it, and he was just talking about chickens for 10 minutes. But for whatever reason, I thought it was like entertaining. It was actually interesting. Sorry, speaking of tangents.
We laugh about those, the chicken one.
Oh, it was gold. I enjoyed the chicken water episode. If you haven't listened, check it out. I don't know what it's called. Relationship Property, I think.
The last guest listened to it.
Yeah.
Legend. Should I continue?
Yeah, go on.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I get the gist.
Tangents between each paragraph is totally acceptable.
Yeah.
My health insurance is by no means a necessity in order to stay healthy in New Zealand, and in my opinion, it's not worth making financial sacrifices to purchase it. I actually think it's a bit of a mistake to think of private healthcare as better. Private hospitals might be flashier, but in most cases, public hospitals are actually safer if you are sick or high risk. They have facilities that many private hospitals do not, such as intensive care units and blood banks. Care may be provided quicker in private for non-life-threatening problems, and the threshold for intervention may be lower. Not necessarily a good thing. But in the end, if you really need medical treatment, it will be provided in the public system. There is a very good fallback option which, to my mind, makes health insurance a luxury rather than a necessity. I personally believe that adopting a healthy lifestyle and becoming knowledgeable about your own health and prepared to advocate strongly for yourself in the public health system are far more effective ways to ensure good health than purchasing health insurance. What are your thoughts, Ryan?
My thoughts are it needs more tonality in that. Read it again.
I think that
go on then.
We're not educated enough to answer this.
Do you reckon?
I'm not. Are you?
All right, game on.
Go.
Challenge accepted. So, yeah. Well, in fairness, like for over a year, I dealt with people with mobility issues, and they're at 65s and pretty much the worst health you can imagine, and I'd rub their feet for a living. So you get all the insight around like how things are processed, the point system to get a new knee and a new hip. And the reality is a lot of what they're saying is true around the accidental health. So when you get in your 80s, it's something that we promote in the financial planning is like that we don't really see a need for health insurance in your 80s and mid-70s. The reason being is the likelihood that you have a serious event is high as opposed to having like a new knee or a new hip. So if you have a fall, you're more likely to be rushed into the hospital, and then you get to capitalize on the great services. So in this instance, I agree. The accidental support, and if it's quantified as a bad injury, then they prioritize you and you go in and out. And it makes sense that they've got all the tools at their disposal. They're not limited by the private hospital in terms of what they have and the lack of scale.
Was that a new word you put in there?
I don't know.
think I heard exposal.
Did I?
I think you meant disposal.
Remix, yeah.
Yeah.
We're starting new
enjoy it.
words. So if anyone else has another word that they'd like included on the podcast, Ryan at OnePlan. on the Vipassana retreat, I learned equanimity.
Oh, yeah, big word.
Yeah. Still know what it
Spell
means,
it.
but I don't know how to say it. Oh, you're gone. You did that to me in an event. You're like, congruence. And you're like, spell it. Why is it a talk? Yeah. It's on TikTok if you want to check that out. January somewhere. Yeah, so the likelihood that it's going to be a serious event in your 80s makes sense. But when you're actually in those 60s and 70s range, you end up with, they have like a point system. So someone independent of you decides, is your injury bad enough? And then once it's bad enough, you end up on the waiting list, and then hopefully you get your hip and your knee done. So that's out of your control. And it's quite hard for you to actually get bumped up that waiting list because you think you're a mobility expert in what you do. Think about how many people have bad knees and hips.
A lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So and also the age demographic. So population's aging. So you got a lot of people with mobility issues that are older that are waiting.
Mm-hmm.
And they can't service them. So the benefit of health insurance is that you're able to go privately and get your knees and hips done. You can pay for it, but a knee costs like $45,000. So two options: self-insure or have the medical and surgical health insurance until mid-70s and 80s, and then the likelihood it'd be a serious event's high.
Yeah, it makes more sense if you want to have something done with any urgency that's not necessarily top of the list.
Massive.
And in that case, the living for today theory is, really relevant. Like, do I want to put up with this for 5 years and have a relatively miserable 5 years on my feet, or do I want to address it now, having had health insurance all this time? Or do I want to have saved the money that I was potentially going to spend on health insurance and just pay for the knee?
Yeah.
So I don't know. You'd probably know better than me. What's the cost of a health insurance?
Oh yeah, it's a lot.
Every
It's
year?
in the thousands.
Like yearly or?
Yeah, yearly. It'd be it'd be a few thousand. I'd say
Really?
yearly. Yeah.
Whoa.
So it adds up when you're at that age.
Okay, but for us, would it be?
Oh, cheap as chips. Yeah, there's no point in you having health insurance, really. Income insurance, maybe. If you have dependents you have to look after, or you're in a job that income's not secure.
But not health
Nah.
until you reckon that like
ACC will
40
help.
to 60 or 40 to 70 sort of range, or
Yeah, around that, yeah, and that gauge. Because what are you gonna? How are you gonna hurt yourself when you're young? Yeah, and the other thing there is to be aware of
plenty
is
of ways.
yeah, you can,
I've
but
tried.
Yeah, I imagine you have. Climbing in Spain up a fucking rock face.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Climbing the boats.
Could have
that
gone
aren't-
wrong. Yeah.
That was a good yarn.
Yeah.
So it is possible, but it's more ACC covered. It's more accidental. But the other flip is it's quite hard to get an insurance policy once you have a pre-existing condition. So it's like this little game you're playing. You don't want to wait too late where you have like diabetes or high blood pressure or something like that. But yeah, you can definitely put it aside. But it's the same reason why most New Zealanders don't have cash, but they have homes. When it's conscriptive saving, then they do all right. When they have to make a choice, most of them spend the income.
Spend the money, yeah. Spend what you earn.
Spend what you earn.
Classic saying, eh?
Spend what you earn. In retirement, you yearn. I don't know. What's the remix? Spend what
You'll
you
make
earn.
something up. It
Yeah.
can be the new slogan for OnePlan For Retirement.
Spend what you earn or watch your money burn. And watch your money burn. That's crap. If anyone's got a better one, send me a question or that at ryan@oneplan.co.nz.
Give you some help. Somebody needs to help you from somewhere.
Yeah.
Somebody somewhere. Isn't that Let's get ready to rumble, something like that.
Somewhere. Is that a song?
Somebody, somewhere. Nah, in the ring when they do the ring announcers.
Let's get ready to rumble.
Make some noise. Somebody, somewhere, anybody, make some noise.
Jeez,
It's ridiculous.
Wow.
It's so ridiculous.
I think whoever was expecting chickens on this episode, you got announcers.
We got wrestling announcers.
Well, let's say if you're a commentator and you want better audio at your events, then
don't ask me. Don't get me to narrate your books because it'll sound like that.
Yeah, good call.
All right. Okay, bye.
See ya. Beautiful. Love that one. Yeah.